Okay, so we'll just begin. Okay, guys, so welcome to episode 6 of the Normal Podcast. This is your host, Toon Schulten, and today I have my first official guest, because I did a mukbang, but we're not going to count that. Louis Hartel, the German cunt, the arrogant cunt, the cunts of cunts. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh man, you already introduced me pretty well.
So, I guess we'll start it off simple. How did we meet? Well, that's a good story to begin with.
How did we meet?
I actually don't remember the first exact time we met.
I remember it was at Dr. Watson's. We had the study start week, the party at Dr. Watson's, the small club.
Was that the basement?
No. It was Dr. Watson's because I've never talked to you before. I was talking to
Was it Quentin?
I was with Ruben in this group. Then we went to the Dr. Watson was divided in all those rooms, right? And then there was one room at front, and now I'm at Quentin, and me and Quentin went up to talk, and we talked, and then we saw you out there. And then
was that the first time you saw Eleonora as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I remember the night. But yeah. Okay. So that's like the first that's the first time we met, but I don't really remember that.
Oh damn! I remember that pretty well, because I was the guy who was sober.
Oh my god. Dude, I remember first seeing Quentin's man bun, and I'm like, oh god, I never left California, did I?
Yeah, but the most valued moment was when you said in school and said we're gonna be in the same group.
Yeah, dude, I was literally I don't even know why the fuck I said that. Because we were, what was it, the consular. We were sitting in the consular, right?
Oh, that shit was so boring.
Yeah, we were sitting in class and we were waiting for our module groups to be assigned. And we were sitting next to each other. Because you were the only person I actually knew from our class. You and I think one other person.
I mean, you didn't actually know me,
but I know. But I saw your name. I'm like, oh, I know who that is. So yeah, and then our teacher was listing off a bunch of names for our groups because there were 4 groups, and he was sitting next to me. And I'm like, man, I have a feeling this guy's gonna be in my group. So I told him, I'm like, dude, watch this. We're gonna be in the same group together. Next thing you know, calls both of our names. Lewis looks at me. He's like, what the fuck? It was really weird.
Yeah, because I thought that I'm not prepared for the study again. Whatever I do, I'm pretty much not prepared. And that was I thought to myself damn shit. I don't know shit. Why does these people know? How do they know?
What do you mean?
I was scared in that moment. I was like, how did he know? Am I not prepared again, or what the fuck is going on?
Oh wait, you thought I was saying because I already knew?
I thought everybody's well prepared and this is something that everybody knew, and I was sitting there no. Damn, the fuck am I here? What am I doing here? I thought to myself, I'm stupid, because he had so much high confidence. You were like, yo, we're gonna be in the same group.
Yeah, but that was
and I'm like, yeah, bro. Okay.
No, but at that time, I was also really into making predictions, because I did that with for example, Ruben and the girl he was dating.
Nah.
No.
Yeah,
no, but I was big into predictions at that time.
Yeah. That's true.
So, I would always say shit like that. I would always try to be like, this is going to happen in this amount of time. And I still did that. I did that with Eleanor's boyfriend. I told you that. The first time you told me that. Yeah, who fucking cares? Are they actually going to listen to this? If they do, that's good. Doesn't matter.
That's getting interesting then.
No, but you told me the first time. You're like, oh, by the way, she's dating this guy. And then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then
just because you fucked up the situation.
No, but this was before. This was before the situation.
No. I told you after.
No.
I told you after, of course.
No, you didn't.
I was the one who took care of both of you crying dumbass.
No, but
Sorry for calling you guys dumbass, but that was
no. But before the situation, you told me that Eleanor had a. Yes, you did. And then
I didn't.
Yes, you did, bro. And then you told me that he smoked weed, and I told you like, it's. I literally told you.
You should be careful what you've done, otherwise I drop it here.
What do you mean?
How you can be a stupid idiot?
I'm not saying that you're a stupid idiot. I'm just saying that.
No. What you can do as a stupid idiot.
Yeah, but
that will be an interesting story. I should start now explaining this.
No. This is for another time. Come back to me in a year. You could explain this with as much happiness as you would like.
Okay. So are you structuring this in season or are you doing the whole podcast like?
No, I'm just gonna do this on and on. I just like because the initial point of this was for me to like not interview people, but just like get to know them better, see like their perspective on shit.
Okay, then the podcast is over. It was nice meeting you guys. He already knows everything about me.
That is not true, and the fucking slightest. No, dude, but like we always have interesting conversations. Like whenever people are over here, like because we're currently at his place because he's a lazy cunt and doesn't want to do it anywhere else.
I'm just addicted to smoking shisha.
That's true. No, but whenever he brings people over here and me and him start having a conversation, people are like, they always just stare at us like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't see this as a smart thing, saying that the conversations are interesting, but it is yeah. We had some situations where we like, damn, that's kind of true. Once we went on a party, you remember the party? We were like, he had a conversation with Ruben. I don't know if you know him. It's the red ginger that doesn't show up that often to school, and we have it like Ruben and him were having Ruben and Tug were having a conversation outside the house where the party was, and then Ruben said like they had a kind of interesting conversation going on, and then he said, "Hey, you gotta meet a guy. You gotta meet a guy."
No.
And then Ruben went back inside and like brought me out, and I'm like, and Tone was like, I know him. I'm in his class. I'm in his group. Oh, really? And then we started having a conversation about it.
Just we were talking about like the pyramids.
Yeah, we were talking about random stuff because we were high and drunk, and then we started talking about pyramids and how they were built because we were high and drunk. And then like one guy was like interrupting the conversation like, damn, the pyramids from Egypt built by aliens. Human can't do this. Remember back in the time that was such a big action. No chance to do it.
No, but it was also
and also another
the German chick. Yo, she was irritated as fuck. Like she was watching us have this conversation.
Yeah, but the thing I like more about her, damn, I can have these conversations all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, we were also drunk that night, but we were also arrogant. Like we were really arrogant that night.
I mean, you introduced me as a cunt, so I guess people already know this.
Yeah, but I mean... No, but dude, okay, so today we had to do interviews. Like at the end of our module for our school, we have to do like an interview based off of this personal portfolio assignment that we do. We have to like sit there for 15 minutes and talk about ourselves and like defend what we wrote in the portfolio. And yeah, you can just go ahead. No one gives a fuck. Yeah, he's drinking Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola cherry, 0 sugar. Just because I'm healthy.
Okay. Well, anyways, dude, so I got in there and I'm like, okay, I was really tired as well. Miriam was like, "Oh, you look really tired." I'm like, yeah, I'm.
Oh, really, bitch? You look slapped in the face. You've seen that? The thing she had here on top of the eye.
Yeah.
I thought Paul beat her up or something.
No, she gets beat by her husband. Oh shit.
Yo, you can't say shit like this. You can say she got beat up or something, but or
what?
Do you know what's the annoying thing?
What?
It was 100% something like these things. You open it, you go up, boom, shit. What the fuck did just happen?
I mean,
cabinet? Yeah, cabinet. You open it and you like something fell down. You go up and you like. Do you know these moments where you just forget the small things and then you get like, hurt the shit out of something?
I mean,
when you hurt your pinky toe when you wake up in the morning or something.
I mean, I'm.
Oh, dude, that's a fucked up thing.
What was that?
So I just wanted to finish my thoughts.
No, we just like we should continue a conversation we were having earlier in the car about like the
general attention,
like the attention of people.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we gotta tread lightly. Like, see, this is the problem with like I don't not that
like do you know when you look at people, like the only thing that people desire is what others do for them, not what they can do for others, because like most of the people just want to they want people that listen to them. Yeah. Maybe that's why you record the podcast, or that is.
Oh no! That's definitely like one of the reasons why. But see, this is also like a thing. Like I record the podcast and I upload it, and like only a few people listen to it.
I just burped.
No, but like I upload the podcast and I put it up there, and it's like I just talk to myself for 30 to 40 minutes. No one else listened to it, but I still have the feeling like someone listened to it. So like I don't have that feeling of someone needing to listen to what I have to say. Because like what's that quote where it's like fools will say something because they need to, and wise people will say something because they have to, or something like that. It's like, not saying that I'm wise, but it's like I find myself saying shit that I just like, I'm only saying it because I feel like I have to say it. Mm-hmm. And then there are other times where I feel like I don't talk at all. So and also like when I talk a lot for like no reason, I also notice it's because I haven't like talked about something like, or had like a good conversation with someone in like a really long time. So I think I also like the podcast help with that, because like I say shit. And then, like, I don't really have to worry about, like, having a deep conversation. Because I can just have a deep conversation with myself. But, like, the only thing that makes the podcast, like, the reason why the podcast is okay is because if not, I would, like, be having a conversation with myself. And that's just creepy.
Oh, finally figured that out. No, but, like, I really, in fact, if you talk to yourself and you have no other party that, like, joins this conversation... You feel like a psychopath or something.
Well, also it's like when you talk to yourself, it's like you think to yourself about things, but like when you actually say those things out loud, like if you said every single word out loud that you were thinking, you would realize how retarded you sound. Like, at least for me.
God damn! Do you know what I get tired of my own voice? Like I listen to my voice and I think like, damn, I sound so annoying.
No,
I sound so annoying.
I get that, like, when I get drunk. Like, when I get drunk, and, like, because when I get drunk, I have no problem talking about anything. And at a certain point, I start thinking to myself, like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but you can't. Same with me, dude. I say to myself that, stop drinking. Impossible. I go back in there and I go as far as I can. But, like... that's just a waste.
Yeah, but how like that's also another thing is like for example, I was talking to someone at a cafe today. I already told you about this earlier, right? It's like sometimes a conversation is genuinely so boring. Like it's just so boring that to me, like I just think to myself, I'm like, okay, when can I get out of this? And, like, I don't want that feeling because it's, like, I want to try to pay attention to the other person. But, like, sometimes it's so hard. Like, I really, like, I can't focus on what the other person says. Because even though you criticize me for not, like, paying attention and, like, listening to...
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, like, I'm also... let's say I'm disrespectful. Because, hey, I'm more interested in myself than in everybody. Because, like, I want to get to a point in my life where I can, like, enjoy it. And most of the... if I would want to win people, like, if I really want to go out there and win everybody for me, then I would never talk about myself, then I would only talk about them. And that's where, like, I don't know. Like, you're one of the most amazing persons then, because you listen to everybody. But like, who are you then? Like, first I want to know myself before.
Yeah, I noticed that because like when I was like earlier on in high school and in middle school, like even though I didn't have many friends, like I would still talk to people in class, and most of those people, they generally enjoyed talking to me simply for the fact that I would just like whatever they talked about, I would just engage them with. Like if they wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You remember the story when you like told me that I think you're always someone who tells the truth to the other person in the face, no matter what,
Yeah,
what
not always, because.
But like you can with this like direct message, you can help a lot of people. For example, the story you told me with the girl, where you showed up to the girl and said like, "Hey, your boyfriend is a dick. You should switch it." And like years later, like the older sister of that girl came to you and like thank you for like telling her sister that her boyfriend is a dumbass and doesn't treat her right.
Well, yeah.
And like, if the older sister says that, that has a big value and a very good impact on your whole personality.
Yeah, but I think also one of the things that like directness is one of those things where it's like I use it because that's how I was grown up. Like that's how what I was taught is like you just say what you think and what you mean. But a lot of people they can't handle that. So like sometimes when you tell them directly, they're focused on the fact that you told them than the actual fact of what you said. So like people will get offended at me for simply telling them
the truth.
Yeah, they're more upset
or your honest opinion.
Yeah, they're more upset about the fact that I told them my opinion than the actual opinion I have of them. Or not even what I have of them, of what I simply see about them. Because I'm a person who sits there, I observe what other people do, and then I just tell them like, look, this is what you're doing. This is an area where you probably want to improve on, or you want to.
But I think it also depends on the person. Like some people can like they can do it pretty. They can handle it pretty well, but like some only can do it to a certain extent.
Yeah, but
because like maybe they got raised by parents who gave them everything they wanted when they were young, or they never had a very bad family case or something. Yeah. Like you never know. Like it also it depends.
Yeah, but I like there's also another thing. Like, not okay. This sounds weird, but like people also like the fact that I'm direct. Like even like most people they hate it, but they also like it because it's like I'm going to give you exactly what I give you. Like there's nothing else that you can't say that I have a different motive because it's like I will tell you my motive. So if you want to know my motive, and there's a good reason for why you want to know it, I will tell you my motive. And if you don't believe it, that's up to you. But like I'm like in a sense, it's.
I mean, the thing is like people can always be wrong. Like you can be wrong, I can be wrong. The people who thinks about what you told them can be wrong about their own theory, and maybe takes your theory. Then you can be wrong with your theory, and you find out later or something. But like people take things way too serious sometimes.
Yeah, but I think that's also like
you can tell the honest truth. That's your opinion. That's your thing. That's cool. That's fine. Who cares?
Like
you can check that theory if it's correct, if it suits you or something. But then you have to to reflect on yourself. Like I for myself do I do so many mistakes, but I don't give a shit. One day I will find the right path and that's it.
Yeah, but for me it's the opposite. Like I either completely fail or I completely succeed. And the thing is I don't like completely failing because I know that when I do, it's going to upset people. Like if I try, like if I don't know how to do something, like whether it's socially or just like work or something like that, I don't know how to do it. It's like you either have to show me how to do it or you have to let me do it, completely fail, and then you have to show where I did things wrong. And the thing is some people don't want to do that. And some people think I'm an idiot because, like, when I fuck up the first time, it's like a big fuck up. Like, you think to yourself, like, how could you not think about that?
Yeah. Go in there, tell the company's owner, yeah, your company lacks focus. And then the owner gets defensive.
Yeah, but it's like, look, I do that because I don't know what you want from me in that situation. Like, I know I have to be respectful, but it's like when I say that, I didn't mean any disrespect behind it. Like our literal job was telling the company what was wrong, what we thought was wrong with their thing, right? Or with their company. Like, we had to solve their problem. But it's like, okay, well, you don't give us a problem that you want us to solve. Then you tell us that we need to make up our own problem. And then we have to solve that problem. It's like, well, if you tell us to do that, I'm going to look at the company, tell you what I think is wrong, and just be direct about it. Because like for example, the guy is complaining, like he got defensive and stuff like that. But it's like, why would you need to get defensive? If you're a CEO that knows exactly what your company is doing, you will with a logical reason.
Then you could lay out in a nice way why the person is wrong, and then explain them what your goal is and shit like this. Yeah,
but instead he just kept on asking me like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? It's like, well, if I was wrong, you would tell me like, no, we don't lack focus, and then you would tell us exactly why you don't lack focus. You'd be like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to achieve. He never did that.
Yeah, but I think it also relatable to the fact that there were a lot of people that, like, not to offend them, but climbed up their ass.
What do you mean?
Like, they just licked their butt in order to be like listened to.
Yeah, but like, for example, you know how the Irish guy approached me after the thing?
Yeah.
I don't even know his name, but I just know he's Irish, right? He approaches me and he's like, yeah, dude, if you did it this way, you could have done it better. I'm like, I wasn't trying to do it your way.
And also it's the first time. Who cares about failing at the first time? Do people fail so many times at the first time? Yo, that's normal. Who cares?
But it's also like for example,
and we were the only group that left a very big remark there.
Yeah, no, exactly. But also the thing is like or like, for example, when I do something like that, even though I have less fear of getting a CEO upset than other things in my life. Like, upsetting a CEO doesn't bother me. And I don't know why, but it's just like...
To be fair, though, it was a dope experience. Like telling someone in a high position, like, hey, I totally disagree with what you're doing. And, like actually doing this and get the experience of this for the first time. I think, in my opinion, like, I was standing next to you there up front. I was stressed out because I had the second part in the presentation, but like, it was a dope ass experience. Because, like, for sure, there are people that will never do this. And like,
Irish guy, for example.
Maybe, you never know.
Okay, I'm not gonna...
Like...
I won't judge.
Like, doing this. Like, telling someone, like, in a high position, I totally disagree. Yo, you need some balls for this. Like, in general. Like, okay, at the end, we still stick to our thing. Like, we still
got one of the highest grades, like...
Yeah.
Of anyone in the fucking study.
So
like, not just in class.
It can't be that wrong.
No. Not at all. But, like, for example, like when we were... Jesus. We were driving back in the car.
Smoking is only for advanced people.
Well, I already have lung cancer, so it doesn't matter. But, like, for example, when we were on the way driving back, Mo was sitting behind me. Like, this is the first time I'd ever met Mo. But he was like, dude, I can't, like... Dude, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was like he was talking about it for at least 15 to 20 minutes in the car. He was like, dude, I can't believe you did that. Like to do that is like that's crazy. And like that is not saying that that's what I wanted. I like, one of the reasons why I was so excited about doing the study is for that exact reason of being able to like look at something and then give my opinion on it. That's why I was so intrigued about like the DB. It was like, yeah, we give you a thing, you have to look at it and then you have to improve it. That's what I was expecting this whole study to be, but it never turned out like that. It was always just like, yeah, here you go, figure out your own thing. I'm like, that's not.
But that's also kind of okay, because then you get to work on your own, which is good, which helps in the future. But like, sometimes, like, you have to give the people an exact task to do.
Yeah, but it's also because,
for example, the task we did with the business etiquettes and shit like this. Hey, who the fuck cares about looking at differences? Hey, I think we have to look at similarities. Because, like, when you always look at differences, like, then you always see people different. Okay, they come from Italy. Okay, I come from Germany. They come from France. I come from Germany. Who cares? They come from a country. Good, but we all study in the Netherlands. So can we just look at similarities in order to be like, dude, we study the same thing. Most of us have the same interests. We go out party together. If I start looking at differences the whole time, then for a fact I get racist. Because I always look at those differences, and like, they are always they, and they are always they.
Well, okay, so I think, like, especially in today's society, people always look at the similarities between people, and I do the opposite. I always look at the differences.
Really?
Well, I mean, look,
I think more people look at differences than similarities.
No. People look more at similarities nowadays because people are always trying to, like, they want to, like, how do you say, almost want to, like, do things that other people have already done because they already know it's safe. But, like, for example, like,
yeah, but that's not what I mean. I mean,
no, I know, but like for example, like, we did like a personality test, right? And it said I'm an analyzer. It's like, I already know that I'm an analyzer, but the thing is like, and I know that you have to improve in other areas as a person. Like, you can't just be good at one thing. But it's like, if I already know that I'm good at one thing, then you can't, like, I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I can do other things. It's like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm good at something that I'm not. I know I'm good at this. If you want me to do it, I will do it for you, and I'll actually do it with you with effort because that's something I enjoy doing. And I think especially a lot of people, like, at our study, some of them don't necessarily realize what they are good at, and that's understandable. There are people who go through their whole lives and have no idea what their niche is. But that's like, I know what my niche is, and that's what I want to use it for. Like, that's why I do the podcast, because I know that I can look at things and I can observe those things, I can analyze those things, and then I can say things based off of that.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, we're already like 20 minutes in. We're 28 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting. Like, recording a podcast. I've never done that before.
Why?
I don't know. It's a new experience. I like new experiences. That's why I try it. Like,
well, no, because also like this conversation is like, it's not as loose as we normally have our conversations. Like, but that's because it's like we have a microphone in front of us, so it's like, you know that there's some pressure.
But like,
you also don't want to offend people. Like, that's the thing. Like, no, I was having a conversation.
Yeah, but that's why. For example, I disagree that people look at similarities, because people most of the time, they look like, yeah, he is Jewish, he's Christian, he's Chinese, he has those tiny eyes.
No, I mean, they look at differences, but it's how they use those differences.
Yeah, but
like for example, like, people will be like a celebrity will do something, right?
Oh, yeah, and then they follow it, and then they do the same. Yeah.
Yeah, they either do the same, or the celebrity will do something that they think is stupid and be like, yeah, you're stupid, we don't want that. And then they get hammered, and they get like, they basically just get, there's a term for it. They basically just get fucking hammered on Twitter or on fucking Instagram for whatever the fuck they did, right? But it's like, people still look at differences, but it's the way that they use differences. I use differences in the way that I want to make the differences turn into similarities, but everyone uses similarities for differences. So it's the way that you use each component, right? Because you always say that like I'm stubborn and that I don't always listen to people, which is true, but it's like when I observe people, even though that I observe those differences, I observe those differences because I want to understand how everyone is the same, right? Because like, for example, that's why like people don't consider psychology an actual science. Like they're still today, people don't necessarily consider psychology a science because psychology isn't a 99% accuracy field. It's a field that you're maybe 60%, 70, 80% accuracy because human behavior is so big and there's so many variations of it that you can't pinpoint similarities. Like there's no.
I think that's true. You can't look at like big similarities, but like everybody has those ground things in the species. Like that's who we are, dude. We are all, first of all, we are all fucking humans. All of us come from fucking Africa. Like, bro.
Yeah, but it's like it's also like I think people like, for example, like Miriam, she talks about like how we have to like look at other culture, business cultures and stuff like that. But it's like,
dude,
it's not about business. It's not about cultures. It's about the personality types of people within those cultures. Like each person has.
Yeah, and therefore you can find similarities because like you have these same individual characters in other cultures too.
Yeah,
like you in the same. I think you, for example, a CEO from an international company, if he has to work with a CEO from another international company, then I don't think that they are that different because they are in the same position. They lead a big company.
Yeah, no, like
and they've done business and they do business in multiple countries.
It's their personality, it's their background, it's their drive that all gets them to where they want to be. And so like you can predict, like if you did like a personality test of 100 people, right? You could pretty much predict with almost about 80% accuracy of where, like what type of field and what type of job that person will end up in based off of their personality. Because your personality influences so much.
Or it can also switch sometimes.
What?
The personality can also switch sometimes.
Yeah, no, your personality is continuously changing.
Do you know what I think is one of the most retarded thing in Germany, or I don't know if it is in other countries too, where you are in school in like 10th grade or something, and you have to do those tests in what kind of jobs you end up later.
Yeah,
and you only have like 12 jobs or something, and then you have like, yeah, you're gonna be a garbage man, you're gonna be a bank man. Dude, there are so many fucking other jobs.
Yeah, dude, like,
yo, how high is the possibility that you actually end up as a garbage man?
Dude, I think one of the...
But to be fair though, they're not getting that bad paid. Like they actually getting good. They have a good job.
Yeah, but this conversation goes back to the conversation I had with Pontic over the... No, but like the intelligence of people and their IQ and how the IQ and personality of people influence how high they can go in a job. Like, for example, not everyone has the personality or the intellect to be a manager. Not everyone has that. I mean, a large portion of people do, but not the whole population. And at a certain point, you will reach, like, especially in today's society, you'll reach a certain point where you won't have enough jobs. Like, I mean, maybe jobs will be... No, I wouldn't even say jobs are created, because most of the jobs that are being created today require a higher level of, like, ability, not even knowledge. But just the ability to learn is very important.
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, at some points, like, I think there are people out there that have the wrong job, or maybe can never get the experience they needed to do the job they could be best in. I think there could be someone that is maybe that has that doesn't even have a degree or something, but maybe is 100 times better in organizing something than a person who studied like like something that has to do with organization.
Yeah, no.
And that one person is way better. I have an example. For example, someone that is good at planning events. Someone who studied event management or something. Goes there, organizes an event. Okay, the event could be good. And then there's a person who never studied this, but like has maybe the potential of like organizing parties that are not just good, they are where they are insanely crazy and memorable. But like these people can maybe never have the chance to study this or to do what they love, because you need requirements for this, you need requirements for this, you need requirements for this. What if you can never get these requirements because you need a certain grade or something?
Well, that's like that's a big problem. Like, for example, in America right now, that's a huge
time in Germany.
A huge problem. Like just with like minimum wage jobs.
I think it has to be more about the passion a human has.
Yeah.
Than a fucking grade in school. A grade in school sometimes just can say that you're able to lick other asses from people.
Yeah, no, I think like a lot of people complain how schools quote unquote destroy creativity. I don't think they destroy creativity, they destroy passion. Like like if you go into school and you have to learn shit and you're not good at learning that shit, why would you go like, well, okay, I can't learn shit in school, I can't learn anything else.
Yeah.
Like that's the majority of people. I mean, obviously like a lot of successful people that are like millions and billions of dollars today, they have the like other mindset of like, fuck you, school, like I can do it way better without you. Like, yeah, you have some of those people that get that mindset, but not everyone has that mindset. Not everyone has the luxury of being in an environment that produces that line of thought, right? You don't have that freedom in some sense. So I can, it's a bit tricky because, like, for example, there's this, it's not like a theory, but it's like a phenomenon that happens in the way people's lives turn out. For example, most bullies are people that get bullied, right? However, let's say two people are getting bullied. One person becomes a bully because they get bullied, right? They get upset, they have a negative emotions, and they start bullying other people. Then you have the other person, a person who gets bullied but hates bullies. They detest bullies, they think bullying is bad, etc., right? Basically, you have two people who are in the same situation, however, draw two completely different conclusions from that situation, right? One person takes it as a negative thing and starts bullying other kids. The other person takes it in a positive stride and tries to get rid of bullying. And it's the same thing for making decisions nowadays, like, for example, at school or in, like, your social life and stuff like that. It's like, at a certain point, like, everyone, because humans are basically just, like, your life is just a simulation of outcome. It's like, the things that you experience now has probably been experienced by other people. Not maybe in the same way, but in a similar situation. The question is how do you react? Are you going to be a person who reacts like how majority of the population reacts? Like, they don't do what they need to, or they decide to take the negative emotion, or they decide to take the easy route out of like of the scenario, or do you decide to have a different perspective on it, right? Do you choose to, I wouldn't say necessarily push yourself, but do you choose to be humble enough about the situation that you're in, right? Are you willing to take the responsibility, even though that has been placed on you unfairly? Are you willing to take on that responsibility? Because like that was like when I started getting out my depression, that was one thing I noticed so quickly, was like within a 6-month period, it was just like I could see from like the previous 6 years to those 6 months, like it was literally all about your mindset. It was all about how you approach things. And I think nowadays people just they don't think that their mindset really, not that it matters, but no one's there to check their mindset. No one is actively trying to check what they are thinking. And I think that's also like one of the reasons why a lot of people can find you annoying and me annoying in a sense is that like we'll say things and it'll just be so nuanced and so like direct that people are just like, yeah, I don't really want to deal with that. Like I just don't want to deal with
but then I don't give a shit. Hey, if you don't respect me, I don't respect you. Simple as easy. I mean, I respect you as a person, but like, hey, if you don't show interest, I don't show interest. That's cool. Who cares? Like, do what you gotta do, and I wish you best of luck, and who cares? Like, do whatever you want. I wish you best of success in this. Like, if you're not interested, then I'm not interested.
Okay, like for example,
yes.
Okay, I want you to evaluate the situation I'm about to tell you. So yesterday, my sister calls me on Snapchat. She's like, I got in a fight with this lesbian couple, and I already knew what she's.
So you lost already?
No. She like everyone in like my like family friends group, like they all hate this family, right? Because they are really dramatic. But
same as me.
Shut the fuck up. But so one of the lesbians, she sent a text through my mom's phone because my mom they were at like a party and my mom had left the phone out on the table. She went to like the bathroom or something, and the lesbian took my mom's phone and sent a text to my sister. Hey, just want to let you know, I cheated on your dad. And my sister reads this and she's just like, what the fuck? Like, what? And then my mom calls her and she's like, yeah, that was someone else took my phone and sent that message. And my sister literally started texting her like, you are an immature adult. Like you are 47, like she's like 40 or 50 years old, and you're sending that to like a 16-year-old girl. My sister had more balls than almost any parent of that group of friends during that whole time that they've known him. And my sister basically was just like, you guys are immature as fuck. You guys aren't good parents. You guys aren't good adults. You guys are trash. You're immature. You cause drama. Like she literally called them out on everything. No one likes you. You're dramatic as shit. Like we don't want anything to do with you anymore. And basically the lady who did this spent the next like day or two trying to get in contact with my sister and my mom about how she was sorry. And it was like,
now who the fuck go home? Hey, if you do something like this and think that's funny, in my opinion, that's just disrespectful. Like if so your mom was at a party and they are friends, or were friends.
They're not really friends.
Who
they have
like
a casual.
Who?
No one cares. Yeah.
Go home. Like if you do this, like, hey, what like having the audacity to do this? First of all, fucking disrespectful, in my opinion. Like, cheating is something. First of all, hey, if you cheat, you're not loyal. You have no respect, and you should go fucking like. You know what I want to say. Like, hey, cheating, first of all, is a shit thing. Like, whoever cheats is just... It's ein richtiger Bastard, Alter. Okay, so...
They don't have the balls to confront the relationship they're currently in. Like...
Dude.
Like,
if an adult has to do one of those jokes, then he should, like, clean up the joke in, like, 1 minute. But if you do it after days or something, like, I don't even think that the joke is funny, but, like, for some people it can be funny. But, like, if you do that joke, clear it up in the first minute, and, like, say this was just a joke from...
No, but she did that, but my sister was just so annoyed because she was like, why is a 40, 50-year-old woman sending a text like that to a 16-year-old girl? Like, what's the point in that?
If you do it to
like, you're basically disrespecting everyone in the family. It's like, and also there's also, because of the context of everyone just finding them so annoying, because one of the things is that they act like children because no one puts them in their place. Everyone is too afraid of telling them that they act like children. I mean, people have done it, but like not in a very dramatic way.
I mean, it's fine to not lose your inner child, but like you can control the inner child.
Well, there's a difference between keeping your inner child and acting like a child. Like keeping your inner child is like when someone says that, it's like a form of like you aren't boring. You don't let life push you. Like the point of being a child is that you explore the world, you challenge the world, you challenge yourself. That's what a child is. Literally, that's what a child is designed to do. They're literally just doing a bunch of shit, hoping to God that you don't die before adulthood. Like that's literally what children are, right? So it's like to keep your inner child is basically saying that you're not going to let life just, I don't know, push you in the direction that life pushes you, right? But acting like
challenge life. If the life pushes you in a direction, you stay in that direction,
you haven't really experienced life.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, like I wouldn't. For me, like people tell me all the time, like last time I went to America, right? I had to go to like
Yeah, you had to go to.
I had to go to like a couple dinners and like family parties and things. People were like, "Oh my God, you're so brave for moving to a different country and studying there, living there all by yourself." I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, that's not that hard. Like for me, this is not hard. I mean, obviously, like just being a person and like dealing with the personal things that you have to deal with, that can be challenging. But moving to a different country for me is not that hard. So it's like you're just saying that because that's what you think I want to hear. And
yeah,
I find that annoying. Wait, what did you want to say?
No, like I find it annoying too. Like, I just don't want it, like, these kind of things, for example, when you move to a different country or something, and people say, like, oh, wow, this is so challenging, hey, right now, it's not that challenging anymore, because, like, pretty much everybody speaks English, everybody's is able to understand you, you can, like, yeah, it's not that hard, you just have to ask, that's the whole
yeah, but, like for example, right, people are like, oh, I'm going to take a year off, I'm gonna go travel Europe. I'm like, I'll just go do both, bitch. Like I'll study and I'll go to Europe. Like, why not? Like it amazes, like it's one of those things where you gotta just make a decision. Like when me and Pablo were on LSD, right? When me and Pablo were on LSD, 2.5 hours into the trip, me and Pablo literally tells me, he's like, dude, life is literally one decision or another decision. It's like you can either go left or you can go right. That's the only option you got. Up to you to choose. And when he said that, and like obviously that sounds so like basic and so like normal and obvious. Like when I was on LSD and he said that, like there was like this weird feeling like every single decision that you made was like, it was really important. Like imagine you waking up, like when you wake up, right, and you go to the bathroom, that's like like you don't really think about making that decision, right? Like, I need to take a piss, let me just pull down my pants, take out my dick, and just aim at the toilet, right? Yeah. But like on LSD, that decision is like, it almost has meaning to it. It's like you made that decision for a reason. Which sounds weird, but it's like, that's how, I think that's why people are, like, I'm still afraid of doing certain shit.
Why? Taking a piss on LSD?
No.
Afraid that flowers comes out there?
Fucking God.
No,
but just like, it's like, am I going to go walk out this door? Am I going to sit here and continue this podcast? Or am I going to go take a shit? Like, those are 3 options I have of doing right now. Which one are you going to do?
Damn, I need to take a shit.
Do you actually need to take a shit?
No, I took one before.
You take a shit there.
No. We're smoking. But it had its own logo.
Okay, what's one? What do you want to talk about now? Because I've been kind of ranting for the past like.
Yeah. You started rambling, but I enjoyed it. I like listening. That's cool. Not like, damn, bro. That was some good ass conversation. Like, you know, it's always better talking to people that do not have an empty room.
Oh my god, dude!
And I think that is something where you should leave it. And I can say it was nice talking to you and listening to you, but like, I do actually need to take a shit.
Okay, well then,
I thank you that I was your first official guest in the podcast, and I
love how you just abrupt. Like I asked you like 3 times, you take a shit, and then you're like, actually, yeah, we're gonna end this right here.
Yeah, because I have to end something in somewhere else.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes episode 6 of the podcast. I'm gonna try to get more people on. Hopefully, Louis is willing to do more podcast episodes in the future. What?
Yeah, but then we have to make sure that I don't have to take a shit.
Dude, you have to take a shit every 45 minutes.
Yeah, you know you gotta clear your system.
Fine, sorry, 51 minutes. You have to take a shit every 51 minutes.
Hey, yo, you gotta clean your system, but we should leave it because nobody's interested in this.
Fuck you. All right. Anyways, see you guys later for episode 7. Bye.